People who let their mom count to 0. What happened after? She's currently on 11125899906842624. I'll let you know if she ever gets there. If anyone needs a reference, that's 1 stroke 2 circumflex 50. If your mom counts one number every second and has been halving the fraction each time, she hasn't even been counting for a full minute yet. Everything goes black and the last thing I see is my mother's slipper speeding toward me. It's funny how they can make getting hit by fuzzy pink slipper feel like getting hit by a Mack truck. She was bluffing, but only the first time. Well, if the comment section is any hint of what happened, she was counting again so you won't run away as she grabbed the wooden spoon. Wooden spoon impact. In my story, my mom pulled out a wooden spoon and hit the table with it to be very menacing. Unfortunately for her, she hit the table hard enough that the spoon snapped and the round part went flying off. My sister and I, 2 years apart, burst out laughing and my mom couldn't help but laugh too. I don't honestly remember her threatening a wooden spoon after that. Pussies. My mom started at 0. 0. Immediately punches you. I had my sister's Hello Kitty belt imprint left on my butt. I see this as an absolute win. My ears are still ringing. Seriously, I got a minor case of tinnitus. She started counting to negative numbers. I think mine did fractions. 1/2, 1/4. Half of my respiratory organs were destroyed. Tried it once. She gave a defeated sigh, then chuckled. Then she said something like, "You're getting too old." That was the day I became a man. I'll never forget my 32nd birthday. Oh lord, she coming. I'll never know. She got to 7 and, being the resident smartest, I said, "Oh cool, showing off again, mom." That went real well for me. This is Reddit, not a Ouija board. Capital H. Not my mother, because she rarely disciplined me and my siblings, but my grandma. Oh no. When I went to 0, I got her classic little old Asian lady move. A sock filled with pennies thrown at me at speeds I never thought possible. Crap hurted. Every time your kids swear out a penny in your sock and soon you'll have a weapon to be. Bold of you to assume that they are alive to tell their story. Yes, I am actually dead right now. She reset me to the factory settings. A hard reset as we called it. She yelled my name real loud. The chase of a lifetime that ended in a red hot posterior. She was paddling me with a small, handled wooden cutting board, but it split along the grain and I made the mistake of laughing, so she grabbed a wooden spoon. She slapped the soul out of my body and it ricocheted back in me. Glad this story had a happy ending. The chancla. I wonder how a chancla became such a universal tool of punishment for Hispanic kids. Moms never get to 0. There's fractions out there you can't even imagine. 1 and 9/2. She smiled and embraced me. "You've passed the test," she said. "You are a man now." The next day I woke up and I was a plumber with 20 years experience. The doctor diagnosed her with dyscalculia. I woke up in the back of a wagon heading to Skyrim. "Hey, you're finally awake. You are freaking done," followed by my entire name, with emphasis on my middle, followed by an butt beating I still remember 15 years later. That moment when mom looks at you and says, "Are you done fricked up?" Weaklings. My mother would count after I was already whooped to give me time to stop crying or I'll be whooped again. Stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about for real. You know what a Switch is, and I'm not talking about Nintendo. Explain, my uncultured butthole doesn't know. I never got in trouble, but my sister did. She let my mother count to 0. She just got shouted at. My sister ran upstairs crying. God dang, her mum didn't even need a wooden spoon. Let's hope other mothers don't learn the ancient arts. It hurt until 2005. But I felt like a special someone in 2006. My mom went from 0-60 in 1.9 seconds. The Big Bang. This is Alex's mother here posting. I'm posting on his behalf as I counted to 0. He did not survive. Capital F. I used to not know what would happen when I counted to 10. My son has let me get there once, and it ended with me literally wrestling him into his pajamas and him going to bed without getting to read any books. He was very upset, and I felt like a terrible person, but he hasn't let me go past 7 since that day. I gotta say, the last time my mom ever tried to spank me I dove right between her legs, knocked her over, and ran like a freaking wild hog. I guess she realized then that she was too old for this lol. 3, 2, 1, 0. The sound of a belt coming undone through the loops of pants frightened me. Your parents counted? Same here, they never counted. I got a privilege taken away. After that would come immediate buyer's remorse. I'd do whatever it was she had wanted me to do in the first place, cry, and beg, and I never, ever got her to reverse her decision. My mom's a tough cookie, and it took me way too long to catch on lol. I guess I wasn't exactly the brightest child. No one who let their mom get to 0 is around to tell the tale. I died. Am I the only one whose mom counted to 3? No, my mom did that too, as does my wife with our kid. Is 1, 2, 2.5, etc mainly a UK thing. Oh where you said mom, but there we are. She chased me and I pallet stunned her. Array out of bounds exception. It wasn't really my mom but more of my dad. He will count from 3 down and when I started being a print I will sit there and stare blankly at him. When he made it to 0 he started to take off his belt and after that, well there is a reason I was the fastest runner in my class. I'm typing this from the grave. This is what happened. I had 4 bones broken, few bruises and I am missing couple of teeths. I hope this is a joke. It went to 0 once thinking I could be a smartass and I saw the stars and stripes. Never pulled that ever again. You have been visited by the source Chihuahua. You will be blessed with good pasta, but only if you comment simmer well. Papa simmer well papa. Like and subscribe you magnificent person.